things for my report. Marquee, the new owners of the nursing home, they're going to take that building over in November. I was speaking with Norman, who's handling all that. They're finalizing the plans that they want to do in terms of remodeling, so we thought it would be best to have them here in the fall, closer to the date that they're actually going to take occupancy. So look for that on one of our future agenda meetings in September, October. But we're in communication with them. We're looking forward to having them here and seeing what they have in store for the remodeling. Candidates night for the city councilors will be held in September on the 11th. That's our next regularly scheduled meeting. If you remember, we don't meet in August as a council, so we'll have them here. And then other than that, elected officials here. So let me start with Maria Lanza.
Hi everyone, Maria Lanza, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Just a couple of updates from my office. Tomorrow, July 11th, the city is launching the Imagine Boston 2030 citywide plan. So this event will take place from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. in Uphams Corner in Dorchester. It's kind of like a street fair to showcase everything that's gone on through the Imagine Boston process. It's been going on for over a year and a half now, getting feedback from residents in the city about what they want to see for the first citywide plan that's been installed in 50 years. So if you have a chance, definitely come by. The direct address is 555 Columbia Road in Dorchester. Also, if it does rain tomorrow, there will be a rain date of Tuesday, July 18th, so a week from tomorrow. Also, just another thing, this week the mayor and Boston Public Schools launched a free youth summer lunches program at City Hall Plaza. So lunches on the lawn, as it's called, will be providing free, healthy, and sustainable lunches to all students under the age of 18 from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday on City Hall Plaza. So if you have any kids that are around the neighborhood or any young kids working in the summer job programs, definitely send them by City Hall. They can grab a free, healthy lunch. And then also play in our new lawn at City Hall, which is, a dollar and a dream idea that we had to throw some turf outside with some street games like cornhole and hula hoops and really make it a more welcoming space than just the brick and mortar everyone's used to. So definitely check that out. And then just one more thing, the Boston Parks and Recreation Department, in association with the Boston Arts Department, has sponsored artist and resident craft workshops. So in the North End, they'll be Thursday, August 3rd, 10th, and 17th at Christopher Columbus Park. And there'll also be a puppet show on Thursday, August 3rd at Christopher Columbus Park. So definitely some nice free events to engage children and adults in the arts of the city.
All right.
Thank you.
And, State Representative Aaron Michaelitz here, who is joined by his aide, Patrick Lyons.
No, stay to listen.
Actually, I guess we could give an update about Airbnb. We had 3 hearings across the state related to the legislation. First of which was in the Berkshires, second of which was down the Cape, because obviously they have different issues, and the last of which was in Boston. We had a couple North End residents attend and give some testimony on some of the issues that they've been dealing with related to the neighborhood itself. But it was greater Boston, not just the North End that was discussed. There was a budget component that we just passed the fiscal budget last week for FY18, and there was no the Airbnb discussion was taken out of the budget. Just very complicated, too complicated for a budgetary piece where you're trying to be very cut and dry with the numbers. We are hoping that we're going to have some type of legislation come in the fall from the House, and then the Senate's been working on it as well. I know Senator Corey's office is here as well, and they've been working on it as well. So it's but there's an appetite to get it done. I think in terms of what I discussed before when I came previously in front of you guys related to this, it's from the state's perspective, it's going to be more about setting the parameters and the tools related to this industry, not getting into the weeds too far of the zoning portion of it, because I think that is where the municipalities have to have some jurisdiction. Obviously, in this case, the city of Boston. But whatever, as I keep saying, what's good for Boston isn't necessarily good for another area of the state, or even maybe Cambridge might have a different idea of what they think should happen. So we're just trying to set a statewide parameter related to this, and like I said, there's an appetite to get it done, so I think we're heading in the right direction. It's just a matter of what that final product is related to the legislation. And but I'll keep you informed as we keep going along.
Great. So Aaron, just real quick, so given it wasn't in the budget this year, what's the earliest realistically that you expect legislation to be signed?
I think, I don't like giving timelines or deadlines because that never ends up working out, in terms of that. So I'd rather not give you an exact deadline. I think we have an idea of trying to get it done this legislative session, which is through next year. But I mean, at July 31st of next year is the end of our legislative session. I think we would try to do something earlier than that. But we may come up. The House may have a different bill than the Senate does. And then it might go into conference committee negotiations, and it's hard to tell exactly how long that would take. And then there would be an implementation period that would have to be put on the legislation at some point. There would have to be some type of time period for implementation. So we could see it pass in the fall. We could see it pass sometime next year. I'm not really 100% sure. I don't want to give you a guaranteed drop deadline.
Resident parking update at this time. Is there a public safety report that we could
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a few here, so I'm just going to read it off. If you have questions, just let me know. So in June, there were 2 aggravated assaults, 4 auto thefts, 3 larcenies. For the aggravated assaults, on June 3rd at 12:53 a.m. on Stillman, there was a road rage incident. The victim said there was a verbal confrontation with a man in a gold Passat with an Uber sticker on the windshield. The Passat driver was apparently carrying a black handgun. On July 5th at 5:52 p.m. at 190 Commercial Street, there was an argument between residents sitting on a bench. One was kicked by the other. Detectives are following up. For auto theft on June 18th at 8 p.m. on 300 North Street, a 2016 Honda moped was stolen. It seems like it's moped season because a lot are about to follow. On June 19th, sometime between 8:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. the next night, a 2015 Honda scooter was taken. June 29th at 11:30 on Parmenter. This happened sometime around 3:30 a.m. 2 Hispanic males riding on a motor scooter. One jumped off and pushed the other scooter away. There's surveillance, and they're following up on that. On July 1st, there was a moped parked on Prince Street, reported at 1:30 p.m. A 2015 Yamaha was stolen. For the larceny, there was a package on Tileston Street, UPS package missing. On 19 Chief Street, a FedEx package was missing on June 22nd. On June 21st, between 4 and 6 a.m. on Jackson Ave, there was a person sitting on the front steps. There's a camera, so there's the doorbell, there's a camera, and the person was looking into it. She proceeded to take off her clothing and then broke the camera and stole it. This person may be homeless. On June 10th at 9:53 p.m., a disturbing public safety hazard occurred. A black Ford pickup was traveling up Richmond when it hit multiple cars just after North Street. So this is by Monica's Vinoteca. Instead of stopping and calling the police, the Ford went through a stop sign on Hanover and when past Richmond, proceeded to Parmenter and hit more parked cars. He hit a total of 5 parked cars. A Cambridge officer saw him and tackled him to the ground. The 30-year-old suspect refused a breathalyzer, but alcohol was on his breath and his eyes were glazed over. He was arrested for an OUI, disturbing the peace and leaving the scene of an accident. On June 21st at 8:25, a homeless man with a wheelchair and a teddy bear and American flag, I think we're all familiar with him, I'm sure, was arrested for yelling obscenities, being disorderly, and disturbing the peace. He's clearly suffering from mental health issues, but we haven't seen him since then. There was a restraining order violation on Hull Street. A guy was in an apartment and was arrested. I believe it was a domestic dispute. On a lighter note, 4th of July was peaceful. Sale of Boston was a success. There was a large police presence if we went down there. So at points, the police outnumbered people because of the weather, so everyone felt safe and it was safe. And basically what they're dealing with now is just chasing kids away from the skating rink on skateboards. And there was a Suffolk officer who went to the public safety meeting, and he was talking to students about neighborhood standards and respecting the peace. Any questions? Okay.
For the Greenway Report, you may have seen the lease on June 30th. We signed into a funding agreement and a 10-year lease, the details of which you can find on the website at rosekennedygreenway.org. There's also a job opening for a programs coordinator. Again, the details are on the website, so if you know of anyone that's interested. Some festivals that are coming up, Figment, which is a popular one, is July 22nd and 23rd. Brazil on the Greenway and My Caribbean Expo are both this Saturday, along with Tango in the Park. Details again are on the website, and there's also an African festival coming up. You may have noticed that Thursdays in the summer have Boston Calling block parties. Those are continuing throughout the year, as well as the Berkeley Summer Concert Series, which occurs every Friday from 5 to 7. The zip line is still active, and the carousel is still here. There is a promotion with the carousel that, with a partnership with the Children's Museum, where you can get 4 rides for $10, and that gives you a discount. So if you have some kids and you want to take advantage of both, be sure to go to the carousel. And you can also rent that for private events and birthdays. And then finally, the beer garden, as we all may know, is up and running, so certainly check that out.